Good morning guys, we're back at it again with another video. Oh my god, you haven't posted a video in 3 months. I apologize for the lack of consistency in updating you guys about what's going on out here. I'm just going to explain to you straight up what's been going on and why I haven't posted any progress on this or made a lot of progress on the garage. So first I'll just give you guys a quick update of what I've done. It's not a whole lot, but I finished off all of the roof purlins. So all the purlins going across there so we can attach our sheet metal to the top, and then all the rat tracks. So they are attached to the bottom of the trusses and they keep the bottom of the truss from kind of moving around. So it really solidifies the structure. I've got all the doors laid out. So all the man doors that are going to be going into the garage here. We've got 5 of them, and I've even got all the garage doors here laid out. So the only major building pieces left over are these pallets here, and they've got all the sheet metal and all the trim on them. So with all the responsibilities that I have with, doing all these building projects, working on our business with Hannah, it's been certainly stressful and overwhelming to say the least, because I feel like I need a duplicate or a triplicate of myself to be able to do, a lot of the things that I want to do. And delegating work out to others seems to be something that I certainly struggle with, because I just think to myself, you know what, I can build this thing. I can certainly do it. And it's not that I can't do it, it's just more that obviously these projects, this size of a garage takes quite a bit of time, and I really just want it done. And it's taken obviously a lot more time than I originally thought. So I lost a lot of motivation around it. Hannah and I, we've been discussing our living situation in a tiny house quite a bit, and exactly, how we want to go forward with our life. And so I was really unsure of exactly what was going to be happening with the garage, whether or not I was going to be finishing it or if I was going to hire a company to finish it. So that's one main reason why I haven't posted a video, because I didn't know exactly what was happening. So it was in mid-December when I was getting pretty frustrated with this and how it was going. And at that point I was just like, you know what, I'm going to get everything done in terms of all the purlins, everything that needs to be done before sheet metal, and then I'm just going to hire a company to come out and finish doing the sheet metal for me. Obviously it's going to cost some money, but then it would get done a lot faster, and I wouldn't have to risk my body or anything like that, my health, for trying to get this thing together, because I've never put a garage like this together that is so large. Some of the roofing panels are huge and heavy, and I didn't I was just looking at the pros and cons of it, and I didn't want to really put my body at risk to finishing it. So I got in contact with a company, and they actually gave me a quote. I've actually got 2 quotes for finishing off this garage from 2 different companies. One located in Tombstone, one in Tucson, and I was pretty well dead set on a company finishing it. So both of these companies have been, they told me from the get-go that they're pretty busy and that they wouldn't be able to, really start to work on it for a while. And I'm like, that's all right. It's not a big deal. You guys can just do it when you, basically when your schedule clears up and you have the time to do it. I got these quotes in December, and one of the companies has been telling me for the last 6 weeks, 7 weeks, that they're going to be out here to check it out and just make sure that they want to do the project, and they haven't been out here. So for me and Hannah, it's been really frustrating, because we're like, all right, we just want somebody to finish it, get it done. But the companies, I don't know, they just don't seem to want to do it. So this morning, Hannah and I were talking in bed, and she's just like, can you finish the garage? And I'm like, I can finish it. I can certainly do it. And I think at this point, I think it's better if I just finish it, because who knows when these companies are obviously going to come out and do it, and we're going to save a lot of money if I do it. So I'm going to finish this mother effing garage, because I started it. I said I was going to finish it. So we're gonna do it. And this is advice that I should have taken myself, advice that I give to other people about talking about delegating and, being able to outsource certain projects that you don't necessarily want to do, because sometimes it can be obviously much easier just to hire somebody to do something. And in retrospect, hindsight, 2020 of course, I should have just hired a company to come out, finish the garage, and it would have been done July or August of last year. So we're coming into February 2019. Still not done, and obviously it's all my responsibility and my fault that it's not done. But this is something that I should have learned after building the tiny house. I'm glad I built the tiny house, did it from scratch. Obviously that's a much smaller structure. It's only 200 square feet, but that tiny house took me about 6 months of working on it pretty well full-time to build myself. So after doing that tiny house, people were like, oh, you should build tiny houses for a living. And I'm like, no. I built one, that's enough. So especially with this garage, I should have just had somebody do it for me, get it done. And then I can do a lot of the projects and a lot of the things that I would say I'm much more interested in. So I lost a lot of interest in this garage because I felt like, you know, it's really not that interesting to me at all. So I lost a lot of interest in doing this because, I don't know, I just didn't really want to do it. So it was kind of more of a struggle to do it rather than something that I actually enjoyed doing. You know, I'm much more fascinated and interested by doing much smaller projects. So like different metalworking projects and woodworking projects. Something that I've been really fascinated by is guys who make knives. I don't know why, I just see how they take like a round piece of steel, forge it into like an actual knife blade and make the handle. And I'm like, wow, that's really cool stuff. So that's something that I certainly want to do in the future, but I don't even have a place that I can do that. So it's kind of like a catch-22 situation, right? And so going forward, I have to be much more selective with how I want to use my time. So it's been a good learning lesson for me that I have to be a little bit more selective with what projects I take on and which ones I hire other people to do. So the plan is back to square one. I'm not gonna have a company come out and do it just because it doesn't seem like anybody is really interested in doing it. And obviously I can understand certain companies might not want to take on a project that is half completed. They'd rather do it from start to finish. So I completely understand, but I'm gonna get her done. And so going forward with the videos on this channel, I'm not gonna be nearly as stressed out about putting out, you know, multiple videos per week. I just wanna do one video per week on this channel just to keep you guys in the loop with what's going on. I probably do some vlogs as well, showing you our actual life rather than just doing building projects over and over and over again. I love building stuff, but I also wanna show you guys how we live and what our life is like out here. I think one reason why I've been kind of hesitant to do that is because if I don't post a building construction video, then people get annoyed in the comments, and I see that. And if you want to see people just build stuff nonstop, there's plenty of YouTube channels where people do that. All they do is build stuff. I want this to be a little bit more of like a lifestyle channel, showing you actually how we live our lives as opposed to just building stuff. And with that, Hannah and I, we also started a podcast called the Boondocks Podcast, where we're just going to be posting a 45-minute to 60-minute episode every single week. It'll be available on YouTube. Well, it's actually already available on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google. So I'll leave a link down below in the description box and in the comment section below. That's just going to be Hannah and I just shooting the shit, talking about interesting topics that we're fascinated by. So the last one was about social media influencers and kind of the phenomenon around that. So today is Thursday, and I'm gonna spend the weekend getting all the doors put in place, so all the man doors. I was actually told by one of the metal building companies to do the roll-up doors after I've done all the sheet metal because the building can still rack a little bit. So I'm gonna do that afterwards, and I'm going to enlist the help of as many people as I can. So Bill, Brian, and Jason, if you guys are watching, I might be calling you guys to come and give me a hand. It'll be a good learning experience for myself and for them to really kind of see this take shape. If any of you guys are in the area, so we live near Benson, Arizona, and if you want to come help out for a day or a few days or whatever, over the next month before the start of March, let me know, and we'll get her done. Awesome, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and all the comments, all the messages of you guys checking in on me, just making sure I'm all right. You know, I've gotten over like 100 comments or messages just through Facebook and through Instagram. And I didn't know, I guess I didn't know like how much my videos have an impact on other people's lives. And I'm sorry if you felt like I'm neglecting you or anything like that. I know that's obviously not the case. These are free videos and free content, but I also feel a responsibility because a lot of you guys, you really enjoy the videos and you look forward to them. And I think since I've just taken this short little break from making videos, It's gotten me to the point where I'm just like, I really miss making videos and I really miss having the connection with people on YouTube. I'm just gonna go at it in a different way and not be so stressed or overwhelmed about everything. Because when I get stressed and overwhelmed, then I just kind of like shut down and I just don't want to do anything. Awesome guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next video. Talk to you soon. Bye.